In every part of the world, the media seeks to support peace and international understanding, develop societies, and rise up the human element. The international media is as old as humanity, and the communication process existed with the presence of the first human groups, where human beings took deep steps and strides to inaugurate great civilizations and sovereign states. In ancient times, the divine messages and books of the prophets and messengers, along with arts, culture, literature, prose and theatre, were the basic manifestation of international media that aimed to disseminating positive values and principles and developing human societies. The first beginnings of printed press were from Egypt. Where papyrus and painting were used on the walls of temples. And during the reign of the Egyptian king Thutmose III, the first official newspaper was launched to publish the articles and news of the Egyptian state. As for the news and official press, the Rosetta Stone is the first widespread newspaper that was written using Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphic writings. In the Babylonian civilization and Iraq, deposits from the library of the emperor Ashurbanipal in Nineveh were found, including detailed and coordinated records telling the wars of kings, conquests, and buildings. In 911 BC, specifically in China, the Qinpan newspaper was a positive model for the international press. The idea of displaying news on a daily basis began with Acta Diurna in Rome, where papyrus traveled to the world via ships. After that, Germany's attempts were made by Johann Carlos. Then La Gazette newspaper in France appeared at the hands of King Louis XIV. Then the English Cowernet newspaper, and then the United States of America with Boston News. Passing to the countries of the Arab world, to Africa. The emergence of the international press was led by several factors, most notably the development of printing, postal services, and news agencies. They are the fourth power, gentlemen. This is the term given by the Englishman Thomas Macaulay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the exciting news round of Radio 1. وإنه لا يسرنا أن نخاطب المستمعين في الشرق الأدنى بلسانهم العربي الفصيح. هنا لندن.
You could get most of the sensational news from radio, too. There was
aristocratic diction in old tones. Vor der Reichskanzlei in den frühen Morgenstunden des historischen 22. Juni.
فالخلق ينظرون جميعا كيف أبني قواعد المجد وحدي.
كلنا عاوزين سعادة، بس ايه هي السعادة؟ ولا ايه معنى السعادة؟ قول لي يا صاحب السعادة، قول لي قول لي قول لي قول لي. كلنا عايزين سعادة، بس ايه هي السعادة؟ ولا ايه معنى السعادة؟ قول لي يا صاحب السعادة، قول لي.
Efforts were made by scientists James Maxwell, Henry Jackson, Guglielmo Marconi, Thomas Edison to invent the radio, this media that transmits sound via electromagnetic waves. The beginning was the use of signals inside the seas during trading vessel missions. And then it developed into KDKA radio in the United States of America, being the first radio station.
This is KDKA of the West.
Followed by the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. Radio became an international media during World War II. Everyone was waiting for what would happen in the world. Over the days, radio has become an important means in all the world's homes for entertainment, dissemination of arts and culture, and knowing the latest news. The world never imagined that the events taking place in different countries of the world could be seen in audio and video through this little window. In 1884, the German scientist Paul Nipkow invented a cylinder that could divide objects into images. Then research in the United States of America continued, and researcher Charles Jenkins began studying television. Experiments were intense. Scientists were staying up at night and mixing it with day so that they can achieve this scientific achievement, which is discovering visual broadcasting. In 1927, the first live television broadcast was sent from New York and Washington with the help of Bell Company. The world was racing. In Britain, the first television station was BBC in 1922, then France in 1949. Until these windows penetrated the countries of the whole world.
look at the Sinai and they say,
this is nothing but sand. Is there, in fact, no way in which a compromise can be achieved by which somewhere here in the Sinai, Israel can have the security it requires and you can have the honor you demand?
This is very important. This is not the correct logic, you see. If this is sand, well, the motherland, if it is sand, mud, or marshes, or whatever it is the motherland. I don't know if the ordinary American citizen can agree to the fact that anyone comes to some of the western desert, some of your deserts there, and grab by force a piece of this desert and then starts to impose his conditions. This is the situation here.
The international media in the 2000s was growing very rapidly every day. Digital media, including social networking sites, applications, podcasts, and video streaming sites, has become something that people cannot live without. Everything that happens in the world in all fields is known to them as it happens. The new media has become easy and comprehensive and is superior to the traditional media. But it is still confusing in answering the question, can the traditional media stand up to the new media in the wrestling ring? Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to present to you a message confirming that the international media, among crises, glories, and the development of societies, always strives in all parts of the world, and with professionalism, integrity, and honorable work ethics to raise the values of peace, security, and international understanding.